Wednesday, October 9th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here along with you on this Wednesday morning. It is an extremely wet start to the day over in eastern North Carolina, including the Outer Banks. That is a shot here during the 5 o'clock hour from the Avalon Pier web camera there in Kitty Hawk. The temperature is 65 degrees. Look at that wind, northeast at 18, gusting to 28. The Atlantic Ocean pretty churned up there below the pier. Not the most pleasant of Wednesday mornings over in eastern North Carolina, and I'll show you the radar in just a second. These were your high temperatures yesterday. Actually, a few more peaks of sun as you got toward the Interstate 85 corridor than originally anticipated. So the temperatures were a little bit warmer, up to 70 in Charlotte, 67 yesterday in Greensboro, only 63 though in Raleigh, and 60 for the high in Boone. Currently 35 degrees right now in Boone. It is some chilly type of air up there in the mountains. 52 in Charlotte and Greensboro, 61 in Columbia, 61 in Wilmington. Dew point temperatures 30s and 40s in the mountains and the Piedmont in many spots, and you get to some 50s and eventually 60s as you get over farther to the east. Now there's your sustained winds this hour, again 5 a.m. hour. You're looking at winds, obviously the farther east you go, being more significant, closer to an area of low pressure near the coast. There's been some wind gusts over 30 miles per hour in the Outer Banks. Again, that Cape Hatteras wind gust recently at 36 miles per hour out of the northeast. Now, for most of North Carolina, it's a pretty quiet and cool start to the day. But again, over in eastern parts of North Carolina, it is really coming down as you get toward Pamlico Sound and the Outer Banks, the eastern, say, I don't know, 8th of North Carolina. Very, very soggy this morning, and the rain totals are adding up. These are your 24-hour rain amounts. There you go, some 5-inch totals in a few isolated spots, and of course we're still adding to that over in eastern North Carolina. All right, 70. Here's your temperature, 75 degrees. Let me try that again. 25 degrees up in Saranac Lake, New York. It's 37 in Clearfield, Pennsylvania, 35 in Boone, and that cooler air continues to drain down into our area from the northeast. It's going to be another pretty breezy day, too. Our winds anywhere from 8 to 16 miles per hour across the Piedmont, probably some gusts to 25 plus, maybe not quite as blustery as yesterday. And still a little breezy even as we go on throughout our Thursday, with again winds 8, 16, maybe gusting to 25 or so miles per hour. Now there goes that low pressure crawling up the coast. Very wet day in eastern North Carolina and eastern Virginia. And then I think as we get into the day tomorrow, that's when we'll see some of that rain try to pivot back into portions of the western and central Piedmont. I think, again, it's nothing going to be overly heavy, but enough to kind of give us a pretty damp Thursday overall. Now let me show you what the RPM is printing out. Obviously the heaviest rain totals over in the eastern parts of North Carolina and eastern Virginia, but it actually does manage to print out over an inch of rain in Raleigh and in Greensboro. Now the GFS is lighter, especially there around Greensboro, with only 1/10 of an inch of rain, but the European also still putting out over 1 inch of rain in Greensboro, over 2 inches in Fayetteville, over 3 inches in Richmond. So still some rain with this system, and I think especially when you look at this area right here, this is going to be the most significant area of rain. It gets more questionable when you get back toward the Interstate 85 corridor as to exactly how much rain will occur. Now, I think as we get into Friday and the weekend, the weather looks great with some 70s for highs and dry conditions. Now, in the tropics, nothing close to home of concern really at all. You go all the way over in the eastern Atlantic Ocean, and there's a pretty decent tropical wave right there that's trying to slowly develop. It's got a decent chance of trying to slowly become a classified system, but nothing immediately occurring. And there's your trajectory on this, slow bend there toward the west-northwest and then northwest. Odds are this probably curves out over the Atlantic Ocean. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and God bless.